Hey, it's Joe. This is a series on automation, and last time I talked about sequential email and voice and text blasts. This next question kind of relates to that as well. Some of the leads I talked to are ready to go. All I have to do is ask them if they have any questions. Other leads I get are much more difficult to talk to and take a lot more of my time on the phone. Is there a reason this is happening, and how can I get more of the highly qualified leads to speak with? Now that's a direct result from the sequential process that we're going through. The leads, if you just cold call the leads, 1 in every 3 to 5 people that you call and ask, would you consider selling rent to buy, if you're talking to for sale by owners, will say yes or maybe. If you send out a voice, email, or text blast to that list, you're going to get a much higher response rate, because you're going to be talking to people that have already said, yes, I would consider that. You're not going to be talking to people that said no. You're just going to be talking to people that said, yes, I'd consider it, or tell me more, or I don't understand it, or I want this much money down. So if that's the case, those leads are more qualified than the people you would call by cold call. Now the next level, and the people that you're talking about being really easy to convert, because actually those leads are pretty easy to convert if you're any good on the phone, which takes time. Again, as I mentioned before, 3 or 4 months before you can expect to be good enough on the phone to do this, and it takes practice. And I tell my mentor students that they have to commit to me, if they're coming into my program, they have to commit to me 8 to 10 hours a week, and most of that time is going to be on the phone making offers. Once you learn how to make offers, it's like riding a bike. You never forget it, and you can do it anytime. But getting started and getting up and running takes a little bit of time, takes some internal fortitude. You just got to have some guts to muscle through it, learn the language, and once you get good at it, it actually becomes fun, because you're producing, you're making money, deals are coming in all the time, and you've got a lot of stuff happening. So back to the qualification of the leads. If you're doing cold calls, you're going to be making a lot more dials before you get a deal together. If you're getting people coming in from the text blast and the voice blast and the email blast that are sending responses back saying, yeah, I'd consider selling rent to buy, those you can convert, and the people that we've got that are good at this can convert anywhere from 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 on an average basis now. And I see that pretty consistently across the board with the people that have some quality at this, or have some skill at this. Now, the next level is the text blast that we're sending out that has a URL in the text, a link. And we put a tracking link in there so we can see how many times it's getting clicked on. But we'll send out a link saying, would you consider selling your home rent to buy? And they'll click on that link, and it'll take them, if you are, to click on this link. And it takes them to a page that explains how we work the Ferret method and how we find lease option buyers for those properties, and explains it all. And there's a form that they can fill out, and when they fill out that form, those leads, those are the best leads that you can get. Now, maybe only 1 in 100 of the people that go to that site are going to fill out that form. So the amount of leads that you get is much, much, much lower when you're getting the people that are filling them out. But the quality of the leads, the qualification of the lead is much, much, much higher. And we can convert about 90% of those people. So instead of 20 or 30% conversion rates, we're having 90% conversion rates. So if you talk to 5 people that week that have all filled out the form, you're going to be converting 3 or 4 of those into lease option memos or into deals. And the more you know about the different zero down structure or deal hierarchy that I teach, and the more you understand the different structures that you can make offers on, the more tools you have, the more ways you can make an offer, the more likely it is that they'll be able to accept one of those offers that you make. But if you're just getting started, start with the Ferret method. It's the easiest one to explain, it's the easiest one to do, it's the easiest one to pull off, and then you can add the other zero down structures as you go. So that's why we're getting those types of leads that are so much more qualified than just doing cold calls. There are different layers of those. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't be. I don't do cold calls, but we still call back the people that respond to text, voice, and email blast and say something positive. And then, of course, we respond immediately to everyone who fills out the form. All right. I hope that helps.